7 months. That's right, people. It took them long enough, but Glitchphonic have finally added the Jotun Predator from Predator Killer of Killers to Predator Hunting Grounds. Yes, that's right, they added this big fucker. The one who got his ass handed to him by a Viking granny despite being notably bigger than the average Predator. Yes, him. The one who literally looks like the Yautja equivalent of Kingpin from Into the Spider-Verse. But don't worry, thankfully he looks a lot better in-game than he did in the animated movie. Anyways, let's get into what you came here to see. As a class, Jotun has some pretty damn good stats. In fact, he's basically an Amazon 2.0. His specializations are Focused, Stalker, and Wrathful. Stalker is the only one you're going to want to use, as the other two are practically useless against strong fire teams. Here is your first glimpse of the Shock Gauntlet. Don't worry, I will show it in action very shortly. According to these in-game stats ripped from the files, he has 1,600 health, which is the most health of any Predator class in the game if I remember correctly. I also believe he has the best stamina of any Predator class in the game too. His speed also isn't too bad. I believe he has around the same speed as the standard Hunter, if not perhaps a bit faster. His first main drawback you can see here is the lack of gear he can carry, as you can't carry bear traps or drones alongside the healing kit due to him only having 8 gear points, but he does kind of make up for it by having 15 perk points, so you can definitely try some different combinations there from the standard large patch medic and downrange if you'd wish. Could maybe get some decent value from impenetrable or impatient if you swapped out downrange. Now getting on to showcasing what the Shock Gauntlet can do. Here you can see it as a melee combo. You pretty much never really want to use this for melee as it is extremely slow and you will almost certainly struggle to land a single hit with it before getting melted, assuming you're going against a good fighting of course. But here is the fun part of this weapon. Yes, that's right, you can send people absolutely flying with the Shock Gauntlet's pulse by pressing the aim button. In order for the shock to land, however, you do have to make sure you're fairly close to the fighting member but not too close, and that your Predator is oriented to be facing the target, as the shock wave doesn't blast straight forward necessarily, it just shoots in whichever direction your Predator is facing. After landing the shock, any affected fighting members will be briefly stunned after they land back on the ground. There's a short cooldown in between being able to fire pulses. You have 3 pulses before requiring a short reload. While reloading, your Predator's movement speed will be slowed slightly, so whenever you are reloading the Shock Gauntlet, try to make sure you're either behind cover or far away from the fire team. Another very nice thing you can do with this weapon is fire a pulse while you are jumping, not leaping, but the normal small jumps, which is very powerful because it will throw a lot of people off, especially now because this is the only weapon you can actually fire while jumping and nobody's going to be expecting it, and no one's going to know about it besides you people watching this video or the people I play private matches against and are on the receiving end of some concussive torture. Speaking of things nobody else will know about until now, here's what I quickly discovered to be the best way to use the Shock Gauntlet. If you swap to the plasma pistol quickly after landing a pulse with the Shock Gauntlet, you can quickly kill the fighting member while they are stunned if you are fast enough. But just make sure you quickly swap weapon and then close the distance with sprints or a small jump. Don't leap, because by the time you'll finish your leap, you'll only have time to hit the fighting member with 1 plasma pistol shot before they can quickly pop a Surette after getting out of the stun animation. If you do everything right, you can sometimes secure maybe 1 or 2 kills even in an engagement. In terms of counterplay to the Shock Gauntlet, it can hit through walls, so it's good for punishing campers, and it is also devastating when the fire team are all bunched up together, because you can quite literally send all 4 of them flying at once. So the best counterplays to the Shock Gauntlet I have identified so far, which are assuming you're playing in a pre-made team, is don't bunch up too much, spread out a bit, but obviously use your common sense and don't spread out so much to the point the Predator can just swoop in and hit you with a pulse to send you flying away from the team to be easy pickings. But try to maintain a decent amount of distance between each other, because that will make it harder for the Predator to hit multiple people at once with the pulse. It's almost guaranteed that they will hit someone with a pulse if they are somewhat competent and the weapon doesn't bug out and refuse to stun the person you hit with a pulse. So the other 3 fighting members who haven't been hit with a pulse will just need to focus fire on the Predator, and if they land all their shots, they should be able to outdamage the Predator and either force them to retreat or second win them before they can secure the kill on the stunned fighting member, if all goes to plan. Ideally, you will want to maintain decent distance from each other to avoid having multiple people stunned at once by a pulse, and so you can all shoot the Predator from different directions. So there is counterplay, it is possible to beat, but it will take some decent coordination and level of game sense. Plus, obviously good enough aim to outdamage the Predator and save your teammates. If you end up being the fighting member who gets hit with the Shock Gauntlet's pulse, try to make sure you pop a Surette instantly if you have one, because you want to buy your teammates as much time as possible to outdamage the Predator while you're stunned. If you're playing solo in public matches, you are going to have a very rough time dealing with the Shock Gauntlet. The best thing I can probably recommend is trying to stay out of sight and wait for the Predator to protect your teammates with the Shock Pulse before moving in and trying to damage the Predator significantly enough yourself. In a 1v1 against the Shock Gauntlet, you are almost certainly fucked, unfortunately, because the Predator can essentially just keep you stunned until you die if they wish. So for any Predator players watching this video, if there is one more fighting member alive, have some courtesy and don't just torture the poor bastard by repeatedly stun locking them. Just put them out of their misery, guys, come on. Now, looking at Jotun's main drawback as a class, he might have arguably the worst energy of any Predator class besides maybe the likes of Chopper and Witch. As you can see here, his cloak and thermal drain is very bad, and this plasma caster uses an ungodly amount of energy to the point you will probably only be able to fire a single fully charged shot if you are using cloak and thermal at the same time. But yes, overall as a class, his stats aren't too bad at all. Besides the low energy, he's essentially a second Amazon, you know, an Amazon 2.0. A few other fun side notes to look at here. You can also send other predators flying with the shot gauntlet in Clash, so by all means, go have some fun with your friends playing pinball with each other. Jotun's cloak is also red like in the movie, which is the same thing they introduced with Oni in the previous patch. Their cloaks are still slightly different though, surprisingly. Oni's is more of an orange-red, while Jotun's is a more pinkish red and has a lot of clear hexagonal pattern. It's about damn time they finally added Jotun. Oni's been waiting for his best mate Jotun to join the game for over 5 months. They were literally advertised as coming soon. We got Oni 2 months after that, and then we got Jotun 5 months after Oni got added. Jotun's mask also looks pretty good on Oni too, by the way. They also updated Feral's cloak to be more accurate to the movie, so now his is more orange or red too. However, his is also very slightly different from Jotun and Oni's cloaks. However, I definitely wouldn't recommend putting Jotun's mask on Feral, because just look at this shit. He looks like he has the hand of Hanson from Scary Movie 2 coming out of his face and replacing his mandibles. Glitchphonic also updated the lighting on the maps. This footage here is just on Headquarters Night, but they have done changes on all the maps, I believe. So yeah, now you should actually be able to see on night maps without having to turn your gamma up to the brightest setting. They made a few other changes in the patch notes allegedly, which I will leave up on screen here briefly for you to read. The following sequence will be a short montage of clips I collected while playing private matches using the shot gauntlet. It was absolute mayhem. Some people were having the time of their lives, others were crashing out and losing their sanity. So, enjoy the show, people. People, I hope you enjoyed that small montage there. I'll have a proper full one coming out soon with clips of both Jotun and Oni, so you can consider that the peacock montage if you like. I promise it'll be more entertaining than the actual shitty movie itself. And let me know if you guys want me to do a video showcasing all of Jotun's customizations like I did last time for Oni. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you all next time. Happy hunting.